safer world is possible, and together we can and will make it happen. Thank you.
When you show up in community, you find that group that makes you feel like home, but oftentimes you also find yourself again.
Hello everyone, and a very warm welcome to Sussexful. I'm your host Emma, and this is the channel where we proudly celebrate and support Prince Harry and Meghan, the Duke and Duchess of Sussex, along with their beautiful children, Prince Archie and Princess Lilibet. Before we get started, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to Sussexful. Your support helps us continue sharing thoughtful insights and uplifting stories about the Sussex family. Now, let's talk about something quite interesting. Many royal watchers have noticed how Prince William seems to move like clockwork when it comes to mirroring Prince Harry. Just last month, we saw Prince Harry deeply moved during his visit to Ukraine, a truly heartfelt and genuine moment that made global headlines. And then, almost immediately, as if on cue, Prince William suddenly appears in the headlines for being visibly moved too. Something rather unusual for him. Coincidence? Many would say not. It's become quite clear over time that the heir often follows the spare, especially when the spare happens to be as authentic, compassionate, and inspiring as Prince Harry. Since 2020, we've seen countless examples of this pattern, and honestly, it speaks volumes. Thank you, Prince Harry, for always leading with heart, empathy, and purpose. The world sees your sincerity, and that's what makes you truly special. Remember, everyone, if you stand with Harry, Meghan, Archie, and Lilibet, show your love by hitting that like, comment, and subscribe button. This is Sussexful, where truth, class, and kindness always shine through. Prince William's copycat behavior. It's almost comical how predictable Prince William's actions have become in the wake of his younger brother's high-profile moments. Just as Harry's genuine display of emotion during his recent trip to Ukraine captured public attention, William felt the need to hastily orchestrate a similar scene, desperate to regain the spotlight. This transparent attempt to mimic his brother's sincerity is nothing short of embarrassing. One can't help but roll their eyes at William's blatant efforts to ride Harry's coattails, confirming that he truly is the heir who slavishly follows the spare in so many ways. It's a sad commentary on William's character that he feels the need to constantly copy Harry, rather than carving out his own authentic path. If only he had the courage and self-assurance to step out of his brother's shadow, instead of pathetically grasping at any opportunity to be seen as equally compassionate and relatable. Prince Harry's emotional moment in Ukraine. Prince Harry's visible display of emotion during his recent visit to Ukraine captivated the public. It was an uncharacteristic and raw moment from the typically reserved royal, as he was seen wiping away tears while speaking to Ukrainian civilians impacted by the ongoing conflict. This stark departure from Harry's typical composed demeanor underscored the profound impact the situation in Ukraine has had on him. The images of the prince's emotional response humanized the conflict and highlighted his empathy, a quality that has endeared him to many. While such open displays of emotion are rarely seen from the royal family, Harry's vulnerability in that moment struck a chord, reminding the world of the human toll of war. Prince William's copycat reaction. Prince William, the future king, also displayed visible emotion during the recent events, likely in response to the emotional display of his younger brother, Harry. This was an uncommon behavior for the typically stoic and reserved William, who is known for maintaining a poised and controlled public persona. However, it seems that the impact of Harry's heartfelt gestures in Ukraine has had a ripple effect, prompting William to exhibit a rare moment of vulnerability, perhaps in an attempt to emulate or match his siblings' display of compassion. This copycat reaction further highlights the complex dynamics and the delicate balance of power within the royal family, as the heirs to the throne strive to navigate the public spotlight and the expectations placed upon them. The lack of coincidence here is pretty striking. Prince William's emotional display was no mere coincidence, but rather a calculated effort to emulate the behavior of his brother, Harry. As the media spotlight shone on Harry's heartfelt response during his visit to Ukraine, William seized the opportunity to stage a similar display, seeking to replicate the attention and sympathy garnered by the younger prince. This transparent attempt to mirror Harry's actions really demonstrates William's insecurity and desire to maintain relevance, rather than a genuine outpouring of emotion. It's yet another example of the heir's tendency to follow in the footsteps of the spare, betraying a deep-seated jealousy and the inability to forge his own path. William's tendency to follow Harry is, well, hard to ignore. Since 2020, a clear pattern has emerged where Prince William often mimics or copies the actions and behavior of his younger brother, Prince Harry. Whenever Harry garners attention or headlines for a particular gesture or display of emotion, it's not uncommon to see William shortly thereafter attempting to recreate a similar moment. This uncanny tendency to follow in Harry's footsteps, rather than forge his own path, suggests a jealousy or insecurity on William's part, as if he feels the need to keep up with or match his siblings' public persona. Rather than celebrating Harry's authenticity, William seems intent on trying to replicate it, betraying a concerning lack of confidence and originality. There are, honestly, plenty of examples of William copying Harry. Since 2020, there have been numerous instances of Prince William attempting to emulate his younger brother, Prince Harry's public persona and actions. When Harry was seen visibly moved during a recent visit to Ukraine, William quickly followed suit, staging a similar display of emotion in a rare and atypical move for the usually reserved future king. This is just the latest example of the heir trying to mimic the spare, as William seemingly feels compelled to match Harry's every public gesture and initiative. Keen observers have noted a pattern of William copying Harry's charitable work, advocacy, and even his sartorial choices, in what appears to be an effort to overshadow his younger sibling. It's clear that William is threatened by Harry's ability to connect with the public in a more genuine and relatable way, leading the future monarch to repeatedly try to emulate his spare brother's more emotive and down-to-earth approach. In contrast to William's jealous behavior, Harry has consistently demonstrated a supportive and good-hearted nature. While his brother seems intent on copying his every move, often in an obvious attempt to garner attention, Harry has remained steadfast in his genuine compassion and concern for others. This difference in character has been evident time and time again, with Harry lending his time and energy to causes that truly matter, without the need for headlines or fanfare. Unlike William's transparent efforts to emulate his younger sibling, Harry's actions speak for themselves, showcasing a level of authenticity and selflessness that his brother has yet to match. William's apparent need to mirror Harry's actions stems from a deep-seated insecurity. As the heir to the throne, William likely feels an immense pressure to not only match, but surpass his younger brother's achievements and public persona. Harry's authentic displays of emotion and compassion have resonated with the public, leaving William perhaps envious and eager to replicate that connection. This copycat behavior betrays William's own uncertainty, as he seems driven to prove his worth by imitating Harry rather than forging his own unique path. The contrast between the brothers' approaches highlights William's struggle to find confidence in his own identity, forever haunted by the specter of his more charismatic sibling. The media has played a significant role in amplifying and perpetuating the dynamic between Prince William and Prince Harry. The headlines about William's emotional display in the wake of Harry's own vulnerable moment in Ukraine reinforce the pattern of the heir, seemingly following in the footsteps of the spare. This media coverage creates a narrative of sibling rivalry, where William feels compelled to match or one-up his younger brother's public displays of emotion and empathy. The constant comparisons and need to mirror each other's actions only serve to further entrench the perception of a rift between the two princes, with the media eagerly stoking the flames of this familial drama. In conclusion, Prince William's tendency to mimic his younger brother Prince Harry's actions reveals a striking contrast between the two brothers. While Harry's genuine display of emotion in Ukraine sparked public interest, William's subsequent attempt to emulate this behavior comes across as calculated and lacking the same authenticity. This pattern of copycat behavior suggests an underlying insecurity or desire for attention on William's part, as he seems compelled to replicate Harry's moves rather than forge his own path. The brothers' divergent approaches to public life underscore the fundamental differences in their characters, with Harry embracing a more open and empathetic persona, while William appears driven by a need to maintain a carefully curated image. Ultimately, this contrast highlights the complexities within the royal family and the challenges faced by the future king in establishing his own unique identity.